Alright, I'd like to start by saying thank you, Mr. Bass, for letting me come out here and talk to you all day. And thanks for y'all for being here to listen to me. How's everybody doing? Everyone looks excited to be here. Right. Well, I'm going to talk about wildlife conservation, major here at Virginia Tech. And I see some familiar faces, so I know a couple of y'all are wildlife conservation. The way I got into it was coming out of high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. My parents asked me what I wanted to do. I always tell them, well, I don't want to sit behind a desk. I don't want to sit still all day. I can't shuffle papers. And then my senior year, I got involved with the National Wild Turkey Federation, and we did an event called the Jake's event. And Jake is a younger turkey. And the event was taking younger kids out and teaching them how to shoot guns and identify animals and just learn how to conserve the environment, protect the wildlife. And that's kind of how I knew that that was something I wanted to get myself into and kind of lead myself in a career that way. Wildlife conservation, with the new green movement that's kind of come up in the past couple of years, it's growing. Everybody wants to conserve, to be green. Corporations like Coca-Cola, like people you wouldn't even think of, have like people who consultants about conservation. They want to know how to best help the environment and help each other. And there's a lot of jobs in that field. Like park ranger, you'd be a state biologist, federal biologist. The wildlife veterinarian. That's pretty cool. Get to go out and work on bears and travel all over the world. It takes a lot of schoolwork to get there, but some people find that very worth it and fulfilling in their life. And to me, wildlife conservation is something that is really fulfilling as a career and just a way to give back to the future and to everybody else. Because I'm sure everybody here goes hiking or hunts or fishes or something. So, or even if you just go out and sit and watch the birds, it's something that everyone gets to enjoy. And I'm also pursuing a minor in forestry here. And I chose to do that because it went along well with wildlife. Wildlife, they live in the woods, so kind of hand in hand with itself. And, forestry minors and wildlife conservation kind of go hand in hand and give you a heads up over everybody else. It's kind of a way to get a step ahead of everybody. And I just think it's a great opportunity. Another cool thing here at Tech with wildlife conservation is they have a lot of opportunities to go out and see different places. Like you go to Australia or out to Montana and work with mountain goats or bears or kangaroos. I think there's one in South Africa where you get to go and photograph lions and tigers and stuff. That'd be pretty neat. So maybe down the road that's where I'll end up in Africa. And another thing, wildlife is everywhere. So maybe you like to stay here in Virginia and work in the Appalachian Mountains, but if you want to go to Africa or Australia, that's a possibility with this career. And I think that it's definitely worth something looking into. Does anybody have any questions? Anything? No? Well, thank you all for...
What was your name again?
Cole. Thank you all for your time.